Hi, I'm Sarah from the Board Game BBQ, and today I'm reviewing a game called Mandala Stones. Mandala Stones is published by Board and Dice, and it's been designed by Filip Głowacz. So, Mandala Stones are painted stones that are painted for meditation purposes, and so this game has these lovely little bakelite tiles with pretty patterns on them. There's actually two different kinds of patterns. There's like a star pattern and there is a circular pattern which looks like this, and there are 4 different colors. So the way you play the game, on your turn you can do one of 2 things. You can pick stones. If you pick stones, you move an artist on the board to one of these rings, and then you can take the stones that match that artist's pattern. So that was the circular artist, so I can take these 2. If there's a stone that's next to another artist, you can't take that one, it's blocked. So you can go clockwise or anti-clockwise. The stone that you pick goes on the bottom, and then you put those stones in one of 5 spaces on your player board. I'm going to put these ones here, and that's your action for picking stones. Later on in the game, let's say that this one has moved here, and then I go here and pick these 2 stones. I'm trying to line something up here, so if I take that one and then that one, and I place them on my board over here. So when you have something like this and you have 2 top stones, at least 2 top stones that are the same color, you can actually score instead of picking. So I could score these now, and they all have different scoring rules. So this one here will give me 1 point per tower level that I have on my board. So at the moment, these 2 are actually the same. So I would get 1 point because I've got a tower of 2, and I would get 2 points for a tower because I've got a tower of 0 as well. If I had one of 3 and one of 4, then that would score me more. So it's 1 per each, and then you remove that. So that's 2 points. And then I could score this one as well. And this one says that for a stone in this position, the specific position, it's worth 3. And I can see that on my playboard. So I would get 3 for that. And if I had more purples, I could also score those. And all the 3 in the middle are for the different positions of the stones that you've got to look out for. This one is scores a lot for stones on the bottom. This one scores a lot for the top and then goes lower. And then this one on the end here is 1 for every color that you have plus 1. So I would then place these scored stones onto this board, which is the timer for the game. Depending on player count, there's a different space that triggers the end of the game, and there's also bonus points on here, plus 1 points and plus 2 points in some spaces as well. So there's a neat timing element to when you want to actually score. There is a lot I like about this game. I think the main thing, even though it's a paint to set up the stones initially, you can see all the combinations of the colors that are going to come out throughout the game, and you can plan accordingly, just like doing this neat move here. And I can see that there's also a lot of yellows and purples over here, and you can try and make sure you're scoring a lot of towers at one time. For example, if I had this, and this is kind of a cheaty move. Okay, so if I had this, then I could score all of my purples, and then on my next turn I could score all of my yellows, and that's what you really want to aim to do, is to get a lot of those sort of tiered colors on top of each other, so you can just have a scoring turn, a scoring turn, a scoring turn. It feels really nice when you do that, when you can pull it off. And so the thing, I guess, as well, is that you're trying to stop the other player from being able to do those with like clever use of these and blocking the ability for them to pick up what they need to pick up. So there's a little bit of that in it as well. But the game is it's pretty low interactivity, and it's not really that mean. If I'm comparing it to Azul, where you can get minus 14 points on a turn, it doesn't have any of that. It's actually a very relaxing experience. It's contemplative. You're trying to plan out the stones that you need and trying to get them all lined up. But there's also opportunities that just come up that, you know, you should just take. For example, if there was a space, if I move this like that, these 4 all have the flowery, the sort of star-shaped pattern. It's very rare to get 4 that are all the same, and also be able to place an artist there that's not blocked by another artist. So even though these colors might not line up, if I had the space on my board, I might just choose to take those 4 anyway, even though they're different colors, and put them there for the future. And when I go to score, I will only score the ones that match. I won't score that one yet, but maybe I'll do it later. So that's really neat. So there's this balancing of forward planning as well as opportunistic sort of scoring opportunities, because it's so rare to get actually that top one, which is worth 6 points. There's also another way you can score as well. If you do have something that is stopping you from scoring something that you want, let's say I had this here and I really wanted to pick up something to put on this space, you can just say, I'm scoring just this one. And sometimes you might even do that when there's a +2 or a +1 on the board, and you can just quickly nab that, which is really neat, and it frees that space up for you because you can never put any stones if there's already stones there. So there's a lot I like about this game. It feels really nice to play. It's very quick, it's very easy to teach, and it has this really cool extra element to it that really spices things up. There are objectives that you need to complete to get an extra 7 to 10 points. I think 10 points is the highest. So if you complete these, it really can make a huge difference, especially there's a huge swing if your opponent hasn't been able to complete theirs and then you've completed yours. It's a huge swing. So the interesting part about these is the timing of when to start pursuing them, because they can be counterintuitive to the other scoring that's happening in the game. So they are really interesting. There's definitely a moment of tension there. I remember last time I played it, I hadn't been able to fulfill mine. It was very close to the end of the game. The scores were incredibly close, and I just kind of assumed that my opponent would have completed their objective. And so there was this mad rush for me to try and complete mine, and I didn't end up doing it. And so then at the end it was like, did you get yours? No, I didn't get mine either. So it was actually, it was really cool. So that's Mandala Stones. As you can see, it's really lovely. Perhaps the player board's a little bit thin, but other than that, the pieces are really nice. And it's a lovely game to play with the family. So that's my opinion of Mandala Stones. Check this one out. If you like abstract games, if you like Azul, you should definitely check it out because I think you'll really enjoy it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy our videos, and I'll see you next time at the barbecue.